Good day, family. This Coach Jay coming back at you. Family, I'm going to take a whole different turn on you today. Family, I want to reflect on my dad. My dad was in my life, minus the times that he was in the hospital. And to me, he was a great dad. I can't think of one thing that I can say that was negative about Dad. We had a great relationship. I will tell you that I grew up he was a preacher. Once I came in on the scene, and I remember as a child playing in the basement when the bishop was going through the ordination process with him. They were going through their final classes. I'm down there running around in the basement of the church. Dad got ordained, and then he was assistant pastor. He was the elder in the Church of God in Christ. He was the assistant pastor for a while, and then the pastor passed away, and then Dad became the pastor for a couple of years. But quickly after that, Dad ended up contracting tuberculosis. He was in a special tuberculosis hospital for a couple of years, and that was kind of like doing I was moving from the elementary school to the middle school, which we called it junior high back then. So he was in an isolated tuberculosis hospital for like 3 years straight, and we only saw him maybe once a quarter or once every 6 months. But anyway, Dad fought through that, came out of that, and then he ended up my senior year in high school, can't remember, he ended up with having a stroke and all of that. And so then I ended up going in the military, so I missed all the rehabilitation from that. But that was Dad. I love Dad. I'm his namesake. I was the last kid out of 6, and I was the third son out of 3, and I definitely looked like him more so than the rest of them. So anyway, I just wanted to reflect on that today, and I remember Dad was, even when he came back from tuberculosis, and he was trying to pastor, and he had a couple little churches or whatever, but he was constantly putting money into the church. I think he ended up going on Social Security disability, and I thank God for that, because that really helped out. But I'm gonna tell you, Dad was he would have been 95 years old this month, January, this year. He would have been 95 years old, and I didn't have those moments where I could. In the latter years, I was only 34 years old when he passed away, and so I don't really have all those moments. I was out serving the country and in combat and all that. And I remember when I came back from the wars, Dad was there in a wheelchair. It came all that way to be with me, even though he was on dialysis, and they made provision.